If God is the doer, and we are all only instruments of the higher will, is individual free will only an illusion of the mind? And if God is ultimately responsible for everything, why should there be such a thing as karma or accountability for one's actions? This is a question that needs to be considered from different levels. I would say it depends on what you authentically believe, feel, and experience. If it is your authentic experience that everything that's happening to you is being done by God through you as an instrument, then it is true. It is all the responsibility of that higher power. No karma will accrue to you. If that is your authentic, perpetual experience and state of realization within you. However, if you feel, if you are identified with having a body, if you feel that you have a mind, if when the body gets hungry, you go to get food, if when the mind goes up and down, you go up and down with it in your consciousness, that means you are identified with your body and mind. To the extent that we feel that identification, it is incumbent upon us to accept responsibility for all that occurs through our agency, and know that, as Gurudev said on the tape, our actions will bear fruit in the form of reactions. In the big picture, it's all divine will. But do you experience that? Or do you feel you have a will or a choice in certain situations? Or do you actively yourself try to get things or avoid things or have things accomplished? That's what. Okay, on another level, I'll just share a little bit of another perspective on this. Our experience of life is that some things seem to be determined, and in some areas we have freedom of choice. We're given that sense as we move through life. I'd say that's the general sense of most people. Most people are not at either extreme. So this is the way it's been explained. I'll give you an analogy that Swami Shivananda gave and an analogy that Swami Satchidananda gave. Swami Shivananda said, every soul is like a farmer that's been given a plot of land. The size of the plot, where it's located, the condition of the land, the weather conditions, all predetermined. Destiny, karma. But given those conditions, you have the freedom, you have the free will, whether to prepare the land, plant good seeds, water them, weed the garden, and then reap a good harvest, or let it lie fallow. So some of it's determined, and even that, it's not that God is giving one person a good plot and another person a bad plot. What we see as destiny or predetermined now is the result of past actions that we ourselves did. So Swami Satchidananda's analogy, put a peg in the ground, tie a rope to it, and then put the rope around a dog's collar. The circumference of the circle, which is determined by the length of the rope, predetermined. Where that peg is predetermined. But within that area, circumscribed by the length of the rope, the dog is free to just lie down and sleep, or it can jump up and down, it can dig for bones, it can bark, it can do as it pleases. So most of us have a dual sense like that. Some things are a given, some things we have a lot of freedom to choose. The thing is, I think what's really important for spiritual seekers is not to pretend to be living at a level that's just sort of a philosophical concept. There's philosophy to support just about every perspective imaginable. But live at a level that honestly and authentically reflects who you are and your inner experience. And if we do that, we grow quickly and we grow well. Otherwise, it's like we're a baby who can only crawl and we're pretending we're flying. No real growth can happen that way. But if you start where you are and start by crawling, pretty soon you'll be making little baby steps, then walking, then running to your goal.